Today we're speaking to Maxwell. He's built a business doing 1.2 million of revenue in quite short order. He supplies restaurants, hospitality and leisure with catering supplies. Things are going really well and he wants to grow the business to the next level. He's got lots of ambition and bags of energy. I can't wait to help grow this business. Strap yourselves in. JB, welcome back to the business broadcast. Sorry,
what about the listeners?
Yes,
and
hello,
the lovely watchers.
Hello, campers. Welcome back to the business broadcast. It's all thrown me a bit because since we've been coming on Spotify and doing this video stuff more and more, we've dumped our famous jingles that have been here for 5-6 years, even before you were a glint in the milkman's eye. Yeah. They were here on this podcast.
No, I made these jingles.
I'm
Do you not
James
remember?
Sinclair.
That was me.
Yeah.
That was me. Oh, I like that one. That one was very... I want it to be like LBC. That's what you said to me 6 years ago.
Yeah.
JB, I want it to be like LBC. I want to be like Tim Ferrari and James May.
Well, there we go. LBC is a radio station in London called Leading Britain's Conversation, if you're international and don't know what that is.
Yes.
Okay, right. So we are speaking to Lordwell Catering
We
today.
are indeed.
Tell us about it, baby cakes.
So Lordwell Catering is it's been going since 2021. They're doing about £92,000 a month in revenue. Revenue. He has got 5 team members. Biggest challenge is brand awareness, changing the buyer's mindset. Second biggest challenge, growing with focus. Third biggest challenge, converting shoppers into customers. Where does he want to be in one year's time? He said more contracts signed, more clients, and a bigger team. What does the business look like when it's finished? It will never be finished, but it would still be my business. He's done like the double eye emoji thing, you know, where he's looking to the side because he knows he's going to get in trouble for that one, I think. He's doing some stuff with other podcasts. People have been on before. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. We're a community here, baby.
We are, aren't we? Aren't we just? But do you make the profit that you want to make? And if so, what is it? He says, no, I want to 300x. Fine. We're doing okay, however.
We did speak. I think we spoke to him just before he came on. We have a pre-chat every now and then.
Yeah.
And both you and I said, oh, this guy's got it.
He's got it. Whatever
we can just tell.
Whatever it is, he has got it.
Speaks with confidence, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. So we're doing okay. However, we only launched in 2021. We're still in that early stage. We've just signed some amazing clients and things are really starting to take shape. How do you spend your time day to day in the business? We always like to ask that to all of our guests. And he said that I spend most of my time going to visit clients and working on high-level partnerships. Sell, 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 which is no bad thing, is it? To have a mentality...
No, don't read that yet. It's a question I want to ask you in a minute.
He's got another thing going on now. If you're listening to this podcast rather than watching, he's got himself a whiteboard and now he's
got you one too.
He's gonna, thanks for that, mate. I loved it. And then he's got some questions that he'd like to ask you. So, going a couple of years, going 4 years, doing £1 million. Got good customers.
What you need on a business like this, baby, is scale because the gross profits are not high. He was talking about in the pre-chat about his gross profits. He's I'm getting like 22%. It's not good enough. If we grow, there'll be more efficiencies, but the gross profit will stay the same in his mind as he grows.
Not going to happen.
The gross profits will go down as he grows more because he will be more competitive on pricing to get market share. And I think, he'd be looking at 15s and 18% gross profits because he is in a business that is commoditized.
If you want a good example of a website, by the way, go and check this one out, lordwell.co.uk.
Good name, Lordwell.
Lordwell, lordwell.co.uk. It sounds established, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Where are you calling from? Lordwell. Would you like some glassware? Yeah, I would. Yeah. I don't even know why. Look at my fancy website.
One of his customers is Spudman.
Yes.
And if anyone hasn't seen the sensation that is Spudman, that proves just how simple you can make content marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Rogan has spoken about him on his podcast.
It's crazy.
Bloody Hugh Jackman went there and bought a jack and potato for Spudman, and Lordwell supplies some of their products that he uses. But I just, content marketing really does work. It doesn't have to be drones and 4K cameras. That guy just was making jack and potatoes and doing them well and giving them to people out of his van and just using an iPhone, bish, bash, bosh, he got the dosh.
Yeah. It's amazing what can take fire when you don't expect it. No. Really strange. Because there's the sweet shop as well, wasn't there? Was it like Bolton Way?
The Spudman is the one.
Yeah, Spudman. Yeah.
Where he just, like the people get their money out and he takes the money and then gives them more change back. And they're like, And then I don't understand what they just can't process it.
Yeah.
And then he gives them. He goes, "I put 2 jacket potatoes," and then no, I only want 1. And then he's just, I just love the whole. It's good.
The whole stick.
And he's got his big pink Mohican hair, isn't he? It's good. I've got a question for you, Mr. Bird.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking that we should start asking this on the podcast.
Oh, another feature.
No. But what are you proud of in your life?
In my life.
Is it your Ted Baker contract that you've got to do their podcast?
Yeah, that one would be pretty good from a business standpoint. That's a very deep question, isn't it? It's very deep. It's getting a bit Bartlett over here, isn't it? Should we have a bit of this? What am I proud of? My relationships with people.
Yeah, that's good.
My relationships with people. I don't think you meet many people. There's a few who hate me. I would happily stab a knife in my back, maybe literally. But
I think most 2 people in this room.
Most people, if my name came up, they'd be like, "Oh, he's a nice fella."
Yeah,
and I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, there's something.
My dad was like that as well. My
there?
dad, everybody loved my dad. Everybody loved my dad.
What people say about you when you're not in the room.
Yeah, that's your brand.
Yeah,
and it's So I'd say that. What about you? Can't say that one because everyone thinks you're an arse.
I am very proud that, and I never thought I would be, how much I'm into my family. I was always worried that because of how driven I am.
Okay, interesting.
That I actively want to be a good dad.
Were you actually concerned about that?
Yeah, very much so.
Were you?
Well, when you're driven like I am,
yeah,
there's a concern that. But
Nothing
when I would be very proud at the end of my days, people will go, "Yeah, he built a good business, but he was also a great dad."
Yeah,
I'd like those 2 things.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? What are you proud of, Chuds? We get involved in whatever.
I got 2 things.
Is
that too confident?
No, go for it.
The first one's similar to what you said, JB, but more about I'm proud of the people I spend time with. Because
that's a nice one.
I hear often that people go, "I don't like them and I have to spend every day with them," or that people...
Oh, the people do say that. Yeah, he's smart, isn't he?
The people talk about people that they have to interact with a lot quite negatively, whereas I don't really have a bad thing to say about anyone that I spend a lot of time with. I think that's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Everyone that I see every day are great.
I think Chuds might drop that. I think Chuds gets it. He wins.
So I don't know if that's
I haven't even got a jingle for him. I think he should.
Just a round of applause.
He should.
I don't know if that's I'm proud of. It's not like I'm proud of them. It's actually I'm proud of my decision making along the way to not spend time with people I don't like.
That's very good. What was the other one then?
I'm proud of my effort that I put into my creativity over the years. I'm just proud that I kept that up.
Yeah.
I've not stopped taking photographs and making videos since I was 15. So I'm just pleased I didn't stop. Because a lot of people go, I've not done that in a few years. Well, I should have picked the camera up again. It's like, why did you ever stop?
Yeah.
I'm pleased I just stuck with it.
Do you know what I thought?
Shut everybody. Shut.
That's a very
Give him
good.
a round of applause.
Yeah, no, I did.
Christ.
It just made me think of something there. I'm very proud that I exercise because I think the 20-year-old me would never believe, the 30-year-old me would never believe that I'd do any exercise.
Really?
I just hate it and I force myself to do it. And every time I get to
Do you still hate it now?
Yeah, who wants
to?
to?
Do you not have any enjoyment from it?
Not really. I enjoy spending time with Gabs, my PT, because we have a laugh together.
Yeah.
But no, who wants to pick up 20?
I love it.
Who wants to do 20 kg back rows?
Yeah, 100%.
No,
it's amazing.
I don't want to do
Is that it?
I'll tell you what to do that. Every little toddler who first goes to a gym. Good for you.
No, I'm proud of consistently doing it 3 or 4 times a week.
How's your 5K runs going?
I done a 5K run last Sunday. I'm going to go tonight because Gabs cancelled on me this morning because he had something that he could do. So I've got to go tonight.
Why could you not run by yourself?
You
know how
tonight.
your legs work, don't you?
I'm going tonight.
Yeah, why did you not go this morning?
Because I've done some work instead.
Oh.
And I prefer running of an evening. I'm not one of these go out early.
No.
I just don't really, it's not my cup of tea.
Your missus like crack of dawn. She's out with her bloody head torch in the dark. She is, isn't she?
Yeah, she's got all the head torches and all the high vis.
All the gear.
Yeah.
And all the idea, to be fair.
And I like her in gym gear. I shouldn't have said that out loud.
That's all right to like your wife in gym gear.
Yeah.
Do you think...
You know that thing I put in my newsletter, just last week that you become the average of the 5 people you spend most of the time with. So the people that I spend most of my time with is Natalie and Chuds. I spend, and both of them are active exercises. And I think
it's rubbed off. Rubbed off. It's especially nice to get a rub off in the gym gear, isn't it? I mean, come on now. What? But do you think that has positively impacted?
Have to put a PG rating on this podcast because of you.
do you think that's positively influenced you?
I think that's one.
So I think people go either one of two ways. Because when you live with someone who's like super fit, like Nats is super fit, isn't she? Like mad into her fitness. I think you can either go, "Oh, that's cool. That's had a positive impact." Let's not say rub off again, and that's in the same sentence. Or you can go, "Oh, it's not for me." Like Hayley gets really annoyed because if I bang about, she's oh, shut up! But you're always injured, or you've got a bad back, or
she's only around. Yeah, well, I've got Chuds. I've got and an entrepreneurial audience is quite fit.
Yeah, that's true.
Aware. That saying you become the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. I can't.
That is the most apt saying of all time, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
Who would you add into your circle? Who do you need? What's the one area where you've got improvements to make?
Just find good people. You have to be firm but fair to get on in life. If you're a driven person, if you're an entrepreneur, you have to stand your ground.
Yeah.
I mean, there are many calls, and I'm flipping out the last 6 months. I've been talking. I'm desperately trying to look for the commonalities between entrepreneurs, business owners, successful people, successful head teachers, successful doctors, successful lawyers, successful accountants, not run of the mill, but the next level up. What are the commonalities? And I think there are many, many commonalities. And I really mentioned them all in the newsletter. And awkward conversations is one of the ones that I think comes up again and again. Successful people are very comfortable at having awkward conversations.
Yeah.
And just getting it out the way as fast as possible. Because as human beings, we all have to have awkward conversations. They're going to come up in your life, especially if you do more. Is it the awkward conversation with the accountant or the member of staff? And people put it off until the last moment. But successful people put it first, not put it off. And so I've noticed that as and being around super successful people. I mean, James Martin, a friend of the show, he's very good at it. Awkward conversations. I mean, I've never known anyone that's just excellent at dealing with stuff.
Do you know what? I think, you're right, actually. I wonder because he always comes at, the impression I get is that he comes to it from a neutral standpoint. He would never enter a conversation with anger or frustration. He would just say, he talks in facts.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's like a dyslexic brain mentality, I think, like a neurodivergent thing. Like you just see.
So I mean, without naming it, me and James Burt have got a friend. Me and James Martin have got a business person that we know that's having a bit of a tough time, and they need to have some awkward conversations. I thought, no, I'm not going to say completely what, but James Martin was sort of coaching him. He hasn't come to me yet, but I know of, that he's having some tough times, and James Martin said, well, you're just going to go and have that awkward conversation and deal with it. And then he says, we've all done that. I have to do that all the time. And I was like, yeah, it is common.
What do you think if there's a trait of the successful, because you're obviously around it a lot, if there's a sort of a characteristic?
Well, it's the 8 traits that we do at the end of every podcast. They've got all those things. But I think awkward conversations.
But is there something that someone like they hold themselves in a certain way? As soon as someone with Maxwell today, as soon as we spoke to him, he's got it. What is that? Because I think it's an energy thing.
It's an energy and confidence. Yeah, definitely. It's a natural ability for it. And the other thing is, I come across lots of entrepreneurs and business owners that are quite introverted, but when they need to be extroverted, they can turn it on. Because most people would think that I am quite extrovert, I think, but I'm very comfortable in my own company. I love being on my own. I don't like parties unless I'm on stage hosting the party.
Yeah.
I mean, you came to my Magic Maker's Ball.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the host of that thing.
Yeah.
I'm running the whole thing, 150 people. I've got to be funny. I've got to entertain. I've got to get the money out. I mean, I can hold the room and not just blowing my own trumpet. I'm very good at doing stuff like that. But going out to a party and dancing the night away and
chit-chatting with other people.
small talk, I'm not good at it.
So would you say you're introverted?
Yeah, I think I'm more introverted than extroverted. I think.
Really?
I don't
think
I don't-
anyone would say that about you.
I don't
I can
like
see
so-
it though. I can see that.
I don't like social stuff
No.
unless it's really interesting people that I know, like, and trust. Like, I could go out with Chuds or you and have dinner and have a brilliant time, but put me with like team sports and stuff like where, no.
Really?
Going out for dinner on my own, fantastic.
Oh, I love going out for dinner on my own.
If I've been traveling doing a gig anywhere, I've gone to the cinema on my own, fantastic.
Yeah. If I go for dinner by myself, I force myself not to touch my phone. I'm like, how long can you just sit here in your own thoughts and just enjoy the conversation and the company? And
Yeah.
then we'll get about 5
Chuds,
minutes in.
you spend a lot of time. Do you think, do you get what I'm saying there about?
Yeah, I don't know if the label extroverted and introverted's accurate though. I don't know any other words to use, but that's like too black or white, isn't it?
Yeah.
I understand what you mean. Like, you enjoy your own company and some quiet time, but you're also an entertainer. So it's difficult to marry them too,
It's
isn't
too
it?
black and white. It's Chuds, everyone. Chuds.
But it's hard, isn't it, to
Bloody
use
style.
one
Trying
word or
to
another.
use the terminology, but I think entrepreneurs are very good at thinking, like visionary people, thinking about how to solve a problem, and quiet alone time is usually how I achieve that.
So do you like being by yourself or do you find it valuable?
Oh, I love being with people, but I also love being by myself.
Yeah.
But some people need to be around people all the time, don't they?
Yeah, I'm not one of them.
No.
Haley's one of them.
Yeah.
Like
I think-
she woke up on Sunday morning, she went, I feel like my cup has been filled up because I've just hung out with so many people last night. I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
So,
So
I don't
James
get- I'm like,
Martin,
oh,
his
cool.
little thing. Did you notice he left that party?
Yeah. To go watch
The
YouTube,
ball.
didn't he?
Yeah, he's like, I've had enough of this. I'm off to go and watch YouTube on my own. And he used to say, his little phrase is, I'm going to be going like a dog in the fog. It doesn't say goodbye to anyone, just disappears.
Backdoor boogies.
Yeah.
I love a backdoor boogie.
Yeah.
There you go. Insight into James Sinclair there. The introverted James Sinclair.
I think there's a knock at the door.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hang on. I haven't got my jingles ready now. I've gone to, because I was giving Chuds too many audio rounds of applause. There's your knock at the door. It's time for this.
Interesting quote. Oh, fact.
Interesting quote.
Why have you got an envelope? Oh, God.
Fact of the week.
What's your
There
interesting
we go.
fact, Scott? You
No,
go first.
What is that? What is that?
So I think entrepreneurs, and this is sort of leading to this in the prelude to this. I think entrepreneurs, one of their powers is vision and predictability. Like, it's like they're fortune tellers.
Yeah.
I thought this about you.
Okay.
I thought, well, I'm going to predict something about James Burt. Go on, what was he going to say?
No. Sorry, I was going to cut over you.
No, go on.
It's about the Magic Maker ball again.
What, you like that little joke I was about?
No, the tarot. Did you go in the tarot
No.
card room? I thought it was a joke. I thought it was all like part of like the shtick, part of the setup. But the tarot card lady was like an actual tarot card lady. It was so accurate, like to the week. It was frighteningly accurate.
Really?
Honestly,
What did she say to you?
she just turned up. She went, right, turn over the card. She went, yeah, you're a legend. You're super good looking. Great things happening for you. No, she said you had a victory about a month ago. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Which was the Ted Baker gig. And I was like, okay. And she went, then the next card was change. And she went, and obviously, she went, the victory was significant to the point where it will change what you do and how you do it. And I was like, interesting, yeah.
I mean, that's a bit woolly, isn't it?
No, what? You've had a victory a month ago and it's going to instigate
Yeah,
change?
but the victory could be, I don't know, you didn't have to pay for your meal and someone paid it for you. Or
But it wasn't though, was it? That's the point.
Yeah, but come on, JB. You're attaching what you think it is to the. They could just.
Don't be a
label-
hater, Chuds.
But
Don't be a hater.
that is exactly what they're doing, though, isn't it? I could say something to you now, like
Go on.
something quite challenging happened 6 months ago, and you're now going to think of something that happened that was challenging 6 months ago.
Fine. Anyway, the tarot card reading was good.
It was a good night though. Yeah.
I think entrepreneurs and business owners have they create a vision and then they work out how they're going to make that vision into reality.
Where is this going?
And I've done it with you.
Right.
So I'm going to
John,
predict.
for those who can't see, if you're only
Well, I'm going to show
listening,
you. This is my James Burt official prediction. So I'm going to predict something.
it's so good.
And inside this envelope
Here we go.
is my James Burt official prediction.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you a series of questions to get to the answer.
Okay.
So I want you to imagine, what's your supermarket of choice? If you was doing your family shop,
Oh, do you know what? I love Morrison's.
Morrison's.
I absolutely love a Morrison's. Is this one of your rubbish like stage things? Is
So
this
we're
like
in
the water on the
Morrison's.
hat again?
No.
Okay.
We're in Morrison's.
Okay. Get into the zone.
And I want you to choose an aisle between 1 and 17.
Okay.
Choose an aisle.
Okay.
What aisle?
Oh, 15.
15. What would you find down that aisle?
Bread.
Bread. What bread would you buy for your family?
Oh, the Hovis multi-seed
Good
wholemeal.
choice. That is a good Hovis multi-seed.
I'm going to get a bread maker that I'm going to make my own soon.
Hovis multi-seed. What was it?
Wholemeal.
Wholemeal. And how much would that cost you?
Oh, it's about £1.75.
£1.75. Now, I knew that you was going to go to Morrison's.
No.
Go down aisle number 15. Buy some bread. I knew it was going to be Hovis multi-seed wholemeal at £1.75.
No way. You couldn't have known.
Open that envelope and you will find in there Hovis multi-seed bread at £1.75. That is Hovis multi-seed at £1.75. That is my interesting fact and quote system.
Absolute waste of time. For those who can't see, because you're listening only, it's a barcode. It's a barcode. Very good.
There you go.
Very good. The light entertainment clowning you really came
It's
out,
still
didn't it?
there, yeah.
It's still there.
It would take. I think it would take a week for me to veer off of
To
it.
get off of it. Oh, brilliant. I have got a quote, and my quote is going to be, where was it? It was from the podcast that I listened to. Oh, I've lost my notes. My notes have disappeared. No, I can't. I'm out. I'm all out. I've lost my notes. Oh, I think I've deleted my notes. Oh, here we go. Oh no, this wasn't from the podcast. This came up. We had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. A genius and an idiot look the same online. So be careful who you listen to.
Yeah, absolutely.
A genius and an
There's
idiot look
another-
the same online. So be careful who you listen to.
But there's another one as well. Don't argue with an idiot. It just makes two.
Goes back to the awkward conversation thing earlier, though,
very
doesn't it?
sound advice.
That is very sound advice. Very sound advice.
Right, let's get on with this show, baby.
Let's do it.
No
So-
more fun.
No more fun.
Let's make some money, honey.
Let's try and do it. So let's speak to lovely Maxwell. Maxwell, are you there?
Hey gang, we're going back to the pod in just a moment, but I wanted to tell you about Entrepreneurs University. This is a platform that I've created for entrepreneurs and business owners that are serious about growth. There's 100 video lessons from me on everything in business, raising finance, buying companies, property investment, and everything in between. Attached to each video is a downloadable PDF that goes into more detail about what we've learned in the video. It goes one step further than that because I've also put stuff that you won't get anywhere else onto Entrepreneurs University. The lessons go into way more detail, but not just that. You're going to get my business plans, my spreadsheets, and all the files that I use to drive the KPIs in my business. Just think about how powerful that could be for your business. And here's the good news. You can try Entrepreneurs University for free. 14-day free trial. After that, it will cost you just $49.99 a month. That's less than a pair of Nikes to grow the profitability in your business. There's a link in the video description, and I cannot wait to see you in Entrepreneurs University.
I'm here. Hello.
Oh, is it Maxwell or Max?
Whatever you want.
Maxwell.
What do you want, Maxwell?
Not offended.
Maxwell, and your surname is House, isn't it?
I love coffee.
Not that stuff you don't. Surely if you like it, you wouldn't like that stuff. Right, so we've talked about your business, just to reiterate and just to remind everyone, because that was about an hour and a half ago. Sorry about that, because James Sinclair's got a load of stupid jokes to play. So Lordwell Catering is the company. It's been going since 2021. You're doing about 92,000 quid a month. Give us the origin story of the company, mate. How has this come to be? But again, just to reiterate, guys, you want to see a brilliant website, go and look at lordwell.co.uk. It is exceptionally, it looks like a Gusto, doesn't it? Or something like that. It looks like a very good, like D2C brand. Sorry,
One of the only things that worries me about it, by the way, is it looks very high quality, and people might think you're expensive, but
Okay.
maybe it is expensive. Who knows?
Try to be. No, try not to be.
Go on, give us the origin.
You're a commoditized business. Oh, yeah, you go first. Come on, tell us about it.
So I used to work for one of the big firms in the industry, and back in lockdown, I fell in love with reselling things. So I joined, I don't know whether you've heard of Crep Chief Notify, but I joined Crep Chief, and I was buying and selling lazy spars, chimeneas and stuff in lockdown. I just fell in love with buying and selling things, but I wanted to build a brand. So in June 2021, I launched Lordwell, and we supply everything from spoons to ovens to restaurants, hotels, bars, schools, up and down the UK.
And you were doing this for a sort of a similar company as your day job pre sort of lockdown?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I was like an area manager for one of the biggest catering equipment companies in the UK.
We're talking about sort of secret hacks of the super successful. This came up last week's episode or the previous episode about coffee companies. Do you remember, Jimbo, when we were saying about the fact that fella had, I can't remember his name now, even though it was only last episode, but he was basically having to learn the job on the job, if that makes sense, as opposed to someone like Maxwell who's gone and learnt on someone else's dime. If you can find your passion and purpose in life and then go and learn on somebody else's dime, it's such a cheat code, isn't it? I think. So you fell in love with the selling of stuff, and you'd got to live the experience.
Saying that, can I just say I'd never do that though. So don't worry if you haven't done it.
And I still think you're going to get there. I think you keep cracking on, mate. You're not far off. You'll do all right.
Funny.
You'll do all right.
Can I just quickly ask on this business, Maxwell? Do you have all the stock in a warehouse and do your own distribution?
So we do have stock in our warehouse, but it's mainly for our local customers, which want stuff on like a same day, next day turnaround. Or stuff which is on a longer lead time from a supplier, and we just want to get it out to them. We'll hold the stock here. If not, then if we get an order come in, we'll bring it in here, then dispatch, or they'll ship direct, depending.
So if I wanted to buy some paper plates from you, a pack of 1,000, have you got a load of them sitting on the shelves?
It's not really our bag, but
I'm on your website. That's why I found.
So no, so that is a product which is drop shipped from one of our suppliers.
So I wouldn't get my stuff from you more or less next day.
You would get it next day, yeah. That they ship on a next day turnaround with a.
So if I bought some powder-free vinyl gloves from you, some disposable day dots, some catering cling film, some Olympia round paper doilies, and some plates, I might get 5 separate deliveries.
No, that'll all come on one delivery, because all of that's from one supplier.
So Lordwell is like a drop shipping company in effect.
At the moment, yes, but what I want to almost become, I want to become like a master distributor. So I want to have all of that product in the warehouse, but it's you also don't want to have, it's that balancing act of, do I want, £100 million worth of stock? That's what like the big boys have got. Do I want £100 million worth of stock, which is sat there, which, isn't going to turn into cash straight away? Or do you want to, reinvest the cash and make a slightly less margin, but then it gets shipped direct from another distributor which has the stock?
So do you drop ship all the items, or the bigger stuff like the kitchen equipment and stuff? Do you hold any of that stuff in house, or is it all?
No. So like one of the local hotels that we work with, the Belfry Hotel, they've got glasses that they use for M&E, and all straws. Like we supply them with straws. So they'll put an order on, and we can deliver that same day or next day because we know that they take that range of glass. Where there's like 150,000 products on our website, so it's like really difficult to know what to stock, and and how much stock you need. But the product or the customers that we know that buy the certain products, we will hold that stock in our warehouse and dispatch.
Gotcha. All right, let's go through your challenges, and then I think the end will become clear almost as we go along. So you said the biggest challenge is brand awareness and changing the buyer's mindset. Tell us
Yeah.
about that. Give us a bit of a summary of why that's the biggest challenge right now.
We're still a fairly new company, so I guess it's how do we get into as many kitchens as possible? How do we build from where we are today to the company that we really want to be? And that that buyer's mindset. You walk into any kitchen, and they'll say, "Yeah, we just buy from the largest because it's easiest." They got this like Hoover perception, where it's like, "Yeah, we just go on there because it's easy and it's just what we've always done."
I'm just putting it out here, Maxwell. That is how human beings operate. And that's they're very difficult. I just want to say that now, but carry on.
Yeah, absolutely. But but then it's about if we can build a business where people want to buy from us, and that's the goal, isn't it? And if it's that different level of service, or that whether it's price driven, whatever it could be, that's the goal.
So then that sort of like ties into the second challenge, which is growing with focus. What did you mean by that?
So do we want to be a company that goes into a blank shell of a kitchen and say, we can supply you absolutely everything, we can do a full kitchen redesign, or do we want to be a light equipment distributor and sell the odd fridge? Do we want to become a project house, or do we want to become like a distributor? And like I've been weighing this up, but I mean, like 70% of our business at the moment is light equipment, but we've just done a project which is £170,000, which is a full kitchen refit. So you can it's high turnover, the projects, but it also takes up a lot of time. And when say something went wrong with a project, it's a much bigger issue than if a plate smashes.
You've answered your own question there. Go to the thing that's leverage work. And what do you want? Is there any other challenges, or is that all of them, JB?
Converting shoppers into customers. We've got as well.
So I suppose that's more to do with e-commerce, or those customers where they buy from us once. So shoppers, like they go online, they find you, they buy from you once, and then it's about that retention and creating that lifetime value. But we've just brought on another guy which is doing quote follow-ups and doing sales follow-ups and quote follow-ups.
I've got a few things, if you want me to kick off.
Yeah.
Understanding the company you really want to be. I'm not sure you do know that yet. Do you want to be a kitchen fitting company that does commercial kitchens? I know a very wealthy person that done that, and it's brilliant. Or do you want to be the consumables part? And I think it's difficult to try and do both. I mean, there are some that have done both, like Mayday, that own Crystal Tech, and they're suppliers of us. One of the things that I would they own a company, I'm sure you know, Gray Simmons as well, and it's part of their ecosystem that they do both, but it's under separate brands. I know you know all this, but I'm doing it for benefit of the listeners
And me.
They have reps and people that go out and see people, and I think that's I'm thinking of James that looks after us from Mayday and Crystal Tech. That relationship is probably why they carry on getting business from us on a constant basis. And I do think relationships work in this business, because you've got a good lifetime value business. You get a hotel, and you look after them, they just keep coming back and back and back and back. So yes, let's do Google PPC, let's do pay-per-click, but let's also have a person that's just on the road going and seeing people saying, look, can we quote for all your stuff? We do next day delivery, blah, blah, blah. If this was my business and I'm looking on your website and stuff like that, I would try and buy a business that does that, that's got the warehouse, that's not doing the proactive marketing that you know how to do. And that's how I would grow this business. And I would try and get a private investor or a bank to lend you the money to buy that business, or do vendor finance, and then you'll explode overnight based on holding the stock on the volume. What people buy on, what we buy on, and knowing, having Cafe Deli now, is convenience first, speed, then price. Because when they need the stuff, they need the stuff. So if you can do speed and convenience and then quickly come up with price, I think that's good. And when people find out that you're drop shipping, they either think, oh my God, should we have bought it direct from them? Well, that's how I think anyway. I think that becomes really important. And here's the thing as well, we've spoken about Amazon on this podcast lots of times. They're not the cheapest anymore. We've said that, but people buy from them because of speed and convenience and trust. And then very quickly comes in price. But, you know, you can get stuff cheaper than Amazon, but they're the brand leader and people know them and have got them in their, they're in their mindset as the ones. I think it's really important to think about the 4-company philosophy that I always talk about. You know, this is the company you are today, but understand what's the company you really want to be. Number 3 is you build a marketing company that puts in warm leads into those 2 operating companies. Number 4 is you invest some of your profits into a property or an investment, maybe Google's or Disney shares. But for me, that's commercial property. And then slowly over time, you build massive foundations around the business. But I would try and find some dinosaurs around the country that do what you do and try and buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Have you looked into that?
I haven't looked into it now.
I mean, the people that you drop ship off of, that's your biggest supplier, are they near retirement age?
I mean, they're not our biggest supplier. I mean, our website is probably 20% of actually what we sell. Most of our sales are offline with those direct relationships.
Yeah.
So we've got,
but you're not got the stuff in your ware. Even then, you're still drop shipping the stuff in from people, aren't you?
So we've just had a big order come through, which was £20,000, and then we brought the stock in and then dispatched it from our warehouse. And that was all lights coming from. Have you heard of Churchill and Steel Light?
Yeah, I've bought loads of stuff from Churchill.
Yeah. So we're one of their partners in the UK. So we distribute their products for them. So we're buying from manufacturer 90% of the time, and then shipping to our customers.
But imagine if you could find someone that's turning 5 million quid, 10 million quid doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, they might only make £500,000 profit a year, and you can buy them for 2, 3, 4 times profit, and you can get that money.
It'd be incredible. Yeah, it's a dream.
Well, it doesn't have to be a dream. You know, I think those things are, you know, are more reality than most people think, you know, and that's why I think there's a reason why Buying Businesses seminar, which will have happened by the time this goes out, but we're doing another one in September. You know, these things are possible to do.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, that's why I make so many videos on my YouTube channel about it. And, you know, I try and demystify it. You know, lots of people want to get out of their businesses. Their kids don't want to run it. And you can buy trading. Do you know, there's a little interesting fact or quote of the week here. There's a 600% more success rate on buying a business than starting a business.
I heard that the other day, yeah.
Wow.
Starting is very difficult, you know. You know, if you can, very difficult.
We acquired a business last year, which was called Grab Go, and it's a silicon plate carrier. So instead of using napkins that cost 180 quid a year to launder that one napkin, it's like a silicon plate carrier. So it's great for like conference and banqueting. That was launched 15, 20 years ago, and the guy died, and then the inventor sold us the company. And that was really good to open up to their contacts as well, and then to add into the Lordwell portfolio.
And that's worked.
That's worked really well, yeah.
Do some more then, sweetheart.
Yeah, so they were distributing. Yeah, they were distributing to like you know, the big boys in the industry, and so like that was like a brilliant acquisition last year. But you know, buying a bigger company. I love the sound of that.
Well, and honestly, people, you can buy a £10 million company, at the stroke of a pen. To build a £10 million company is very
Decades of work.
And
hard.
most people don't do it.
Yeah.
And it's much easier than you think. I mean, I've literally done it twice in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder, especially in these sorts of spaces as well, where it's not, people are not coming out of school. Do you know what I'd love? Like B2B supply chain of napkins. And like most people don't think that, do they? But once you see there's a market for it, and especially if you're good at marketing and branding, which clearly from that website these guys are.
I think I'll be honest as well. I reckon I spend 40% of my time on M&A now.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I do. I do, because I think it's that powerful. Like me buying Camp Beaumont, me buying Cafe Deli has transformed our business.
Yeah.
I should be doing that stuff.
So should you, man.
And I've got like 10 I'm looking at now. I've counted up I've got a spreadsheet with my deal flow.
Have you?
Yeah,
got a deal flow? Can't see it at lunchtime.
Yeah, I'll let you see it.
Yay!
You show me yours, I'll show you yours.
Well, you had some questions that you wanted to ask Maxwell, which I think we might have covered a couple of them. This is interesting. Right, question 3. I'm going to start at the end and we'll work our way back. What did the first 10 years of the business look like?
What, for James Sinclair?
Yeah.
Well, started out swapping time for money.
Yeah.
As an entertainer. You saw him on Saturday night.
I did see him. He still got it.
He came back.
He still got it.
My alter ego, Jimbo the Partyman, he was back for one night only.
He was. Paraded my wife around and called her Equality Street. She was well chuffed with that.
Yeah. My pleasure. So I did that. And then I set up an events business and hired out equipment. That was very hard work. And then what I've tried to do every year is get higher barrier to entry as possible, because that just gives the business more moats. Because at the moment, our business has got quite good protection around it through regulation, rare and protected forms of leverage. And so I think I've answered the question there, have I?
I think you have. So what would you, if you were in Max's space, you would literally be going now to look at all the people you spend most of your money with.
And I wouldn't worry about how to get the money.
Yeah.
I would just try and get the deals done. And that's what I've learned. Everyone doesn't do it because they're worried about, well, where am I going to get the money to make an offer? The money, if the deal's good,
the money will find you.
The money will find you if the deal's good.
Yeah. Whether
it's a bank, a private investor. Like if you've got a really, say you find a company, it's 10 million turnover, it makes $1 million profit, they're retired, they want just someone good to take over, and they go, do you know what? I want £2 million for my business, and I want my time back. So you could, if you've got some experience around you, if you went to a bank and knocked on 100 bank doors, and there are that many banks in the UK, I think you'd get the money very easily. If not, you could go to a private investor and say, look, I've got this deal to buy this business. It makes £2 million of taxable profits. It's been going for 30 years. Sorry, £1 million, and I can buy it for 2 million. I'd like to borrow the 2 million off of you. I will pay you 1% a month interest, so really high interest. I'll give you a charge over the business that if I don't pay it, you can keep the business. There'll be many, many high wealthy people that would do that deal.
Yeah.
And lots of brokers can find those people for you as well. So I just don't worry about if I've got the money or not to do it.
Start going out and seeing them.
Going and seeing them. Most people won't do that, JB.
Right.
Let's do it.
So that was question 3. Question 2 is if you and me, what areas would you focus on scale? We've already covered that one off. This one is interesting. So the final question, which was your first question, not to confuse everybody, but the way I'm seeing it on my screen, why hospitality? Why hospitality? We covered this a little bit last
I don't
week.
know why, because it's bloody hard work, but there is a calling to people in hospitality.
Do you love the sector? Do you love what it...
Yeah, I think
There's
because
so
it's
many
a
other
challenge.
things you could do now that you could put your focus onto.
Well, I am not hospitality difficult, like running a nightclub, a bar, or a restaurant. Mine is the most predictable, isn't it? It's the
supply chain of hospitality.
I've got a farm attraction. I put a day nursery there, and I'm going to do accommodation, which gives cash flow in advance.
Do accommodation?
Yeah, big style. We're really doing that.
Where? Where? Lee Valley.
Marsh Farm
Oh, you can do it at Marsh Farm.
and somewhere else that you know that I'm buying.
I'll
I'll talk about in about 3 months.
Okay.
But that's we're going to put £1 million worth of clamping safari tents in from the day
Oh,
one.
really?
And what's great about that is people are paying you in January.
For September?
Yeah.
For August, right?
So that's a good cash
Yeah,
flow
yeah, yeah.
model. No one's doing that for dinner. Hey, we're going out for dinner in September. Let's pay for it now in January. They're not doing that. No,
Let's
no.
Klarna it over 3 payments now
No.
for September. Yeah.
So, lots of hospitality is much more fickle. You look at Centre Parks, you look at Havens, you look at Butlins, great businesses, great, spectacular businesses. People are paying before they come. They've forgotten that they've paid, and then they're doing loads of regular food and drink spend on the day because they've forgotten about the money that left their bank account 4 months ago to pay for it. So my hospitality, I think, is on the safer side of hospitality, but I have uber respect for people that run bars, nightclubs and restaurants because that's tough.
Well, there you go. Have you got any other questions, Max, that have come up during this conversation, or advice that you're looking to get today, my man?
No, I think that's great. I need to look at buying some businesses. That's one of the main point from this podcast. But yeah, just got to keep scaling, keep growing.
I see you sell a lot of food and drink and stuff, consumables on the web. Do you do a lot of that?
Not really.
No, I was
not at all.
Because I was thinking that people usually would go to their food service provider for that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Get it on their deliveries.
Yeah, I mean our top lines are like refrigeration, or if you want a walk-in cold room, we do a lot of walk-ins. Branded plates, we do a lot of branded plates and crockery, cutlery.
So are you doing that yourself, or you get another company to do that?
Yeah, so the manufacturer will do that. So the manufacturers that we work with, they don't sell direct.
Yeah,
that's
like
why there's
Churchill and stuff,
they go through like a distribution model. So yeah.
Good stuff.
So yeah,
Those of us on the outside, we don't know this stuff. We just go and have it. We just go to a restaurant, have it put on a plate, enjoy our dinner, and we go home. We don't think about all of the effort that's gone to put that beautiful meal on that beautiful plate. Right, if there is anyone who's listening who would need supplies in the area of which you are the maestro, where can they go to, mate?
Go to lordwell.co.uk or come and visit us in Tamworth. We'd love to see you.
Tamworth. And they call it Tamworth if you're from Tamworth. You don't pronounce the M. You call it Tamworth.
Yeah, Tamworth. In Wincott. That's what they say.
I've got lots of customers around you for Teddy-tastic in that part of the world.
Oh, well, okay.
What? Is there lots of attractions and stuff?
Farms, Drayton Manor.
Do they serve
we
Thomas
We
Land
work with Drayton Manor as well.
Pardon? You supply?
We work with Drayton Manor.
Do you?
Yeah, do loads with Drayton Manor and West Midlands Safari Park.
Yeah, well, they're all part of the same group. Yeah, Lupin.
Absolutely.
Well, there we go. Well, thank you very much for being on the pod, Maxwell. Guys, go and check out lordwell.co.uk if you want more information. But thanks very much, mate. We wish you well with your entrepreneurial adventures and ventures, and good luck with them getting stuck into the M&A stuff.
Thanks so much.
Cheers, Max. Thanks for being on the show. Cheers, mate. Bye now.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
What a lovely fella.
Yeah, very interesting.
You could tell there's certain conversations where like you can actively see your cogs start turning.
Yeah,
and that is one of them. You're like, okay.
Yeah. Should we do the rating?
Yeah, I think we should do the rating. Let's do that. Sorry, I've got to press my wrong button. There we go. Right, it's time for the 8 traits of the greats. It's the point of the show where James Sinclair, the award-winning James Sinclair.
I've got it. Ready.
He's got it ready. He defines his 8 traits of successful people and he rates the guest. Why do you always, you're always a fiddler.
Yeah.
Why are you writing down now? You know what the things are. He's writing.
Well, I don't know.
You like to write it. Okay, go on in. Off you go.
Why are you an idiot? That's just part of life's great mysteries, isn't
it? Somebody's tired. Somebody's tired and hungry. Can we have lunch before the next one?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm having a Jackie potato because we spoke about Spudman. Yeah. Already decided. Right, starting with the end in mind. I think he gets that.
Oh, yeah, I do, yeah.
Passionate about his cause.
Oh, he loves a plate, that fella.
Untold amounts of resilience. Not been tested yet.
No, he hasn't.
Innovate or evaporate. I think the website and his ideas, he's trying to drop ship, is it working? At the end of the day, the marketplace knows that you're not the main supplier, and that will always
already done an M&A though last year. Bought the thingamajiggy. We can have that.
Commercial awareness, I do think he has that. Yeah. Relationships with people, I do think he has that. Master marketeer,
Very good website. We don't know about the rest of the marketing though, do we?
Stay teachable.
He's definitely that.
3. I mean, this is good. We couldn't give him 7. It's too early.
6.
6.
He's got himself a Sticks. Congratulations.
Don't
Max,
forget.
all the way from Lordwell.
Don't forget.
.co.uk.
Lordwell.co.uk. I like the name.
Very good.
Yeah, very good.
Great branding. Go and have a look at it.
Okay, well, this is the show that has more features than anyone else.
Exactly that. So it's time for this one now. Cheers, Chuds. You'll go, babes.
It's Jim
Do,
versus
do, do,
JB
do.
on the quiz.
It's the time for the business quiz.
Business knowledge and
Last
it's
week,
fun.
James
Which was
Sinclair
good and which
won.
was dumb? Is
I was
it
out
easy?
by
Let's get
a lot.
quizzing.
Okay, Compass Group is the largest catering company in...
Insider knowledge again. This
What?
is set up for me to fail.
That's it.
Carry on.
Compass Group is the largest catering company in the world. What was their annual revenue in 2024? Now, when I bought Compass last year, I do know. I mean, Compass is absolutely a behemoth. They will, just to give people, they're contract caterers, which is a fantastic business model.
Yeah.
Very different to hospitality and leisure. If you've got a prison or you've got a big factory and you want someone to feed all your people and it's very predictable, these are the sort of people that would run this. So I think Compass run, there's another company called like Delaware North, which would be their competitors. And Delaware North would say run Wembley Stadium or the London Stadium, where it's all very predictable. You know, we're going to have lots of footballers in. We're going to have Taylor Swift and we need to feed all these people. Yeah. So that's their sort of bag. I know Delaware North or Compass run some of the restaurants in Disney World. So not just any, we know we're going to have millions of people come here each year. It's very predictable. So it's basically catering around a contract. So, and the Compass are the biggest in the world at it.
You know, you're a big fan of vertical integration.
Yeah.
Is that the sort of thing you would move into now you're in the...
I've tendered to take on some contracts.
Have you? Well,
And
recently?
We lost
To Compass.
to a company like Compass.
Boo.
But if you build up a contract catering company and you get it profitable, there's going to be private equity, trade buyers like Compass Group knocking on your door, wanting to scoop you up.
What would you look at it now?
Yeah.
Contract catering?
Yeah.
Especially now you're in Cafe Deli.
Yeah, because it's, this year you're going to do £1.4 million worth of revenue. And next year you're going to do £1.4 million worth of revenue plus inflation.
Yeah.
And if it rains, it's predictable. If it's sunny, it's predictable.
Yeah.
Because if you take over the contract to run a prison, right, we got 2,000 inmates and we want breakfast, lunch and dinner at these times. There's no wastage.
Yeah.
You're running a restaurant. England's playing tonight. No one's coming out for Saturday night.
Yeah, having to guesstimate.
It snowed. It snowed. That weekend's dead. Not with contract catering.
No.
So it's a great business. So Compass would run.
James Sinclair running a food services business that supplies prisons.
No, I mean, I use
clown and his inmates.
So there's I don't think of like the army would use contract catering sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Secondary schools, contract catering.
So obviously you did kids' pies, inflatables. We talked about this earlier, and then you sort of then shops for a bit, and then daycare nurseries because you needed to prop up Marsh Farm and all that sort of stuff. So that vertical integration piece, you wouldn't have thought necessarily 20 years ago that Jimbo the Partyman is getting into contract catering. But as you buy stuff, does it open you up to another sort of shadow world of vertical integration? Because now you've got Cafe Deli, it goes into contract catering.
When I bought
into uniforms
so we got approached to tender for the contract catering. They actually approached us because we run Marsh Farm and we've got the Rossi Parlour. People can see that we know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
But I hate it's so unpredictable serving to the public.
Yeah. So that's a better model. We talk about models, and that's the model for food.
Fantastic model.
Yeah.
There's no.
Why are you not proactively chasing it down more then?
Well, because shut up.
I'm a busy man. No, but I'm not mugging you off intentionally. That's a nice side benefit.
We should be doing more of it. I mean, I actually said to Cafe Deli, so to the team there, I said we should be. So we've got lots of independent coffee shops that we supply. I've said that. But there's the Shard.
Yeah.
And the walkie-talkie building, they've got companies have got 3 floors each, and then there would be a canteen area in there.
Right.
I mean, canteen is probably not the right word to say about it.
In-house restaurant.
It would be an in-house restaurant, and a contract caterer would run
be
that.
in there, yeah.
And I said Cafe Deli should talk to contract catering people about supplying them. But those contracts usually get renewed every 5 years.
Yeah.
And people might be unhappy with Compass. And
Yeah.
they might go to Delaware North or be unhappy with Delaware North. But actually, some independent companies could do it much better because they've got, smaller understanding of the business. Okay, so should we make our prediction?
Oh, I mean, I'm literally taking a stab in the dark. I mean, I couldn't guess the amount of McDonald's coffee. And I know McDonald's. I've never even heard of these.
Well, you've got a clue here, world. So that's going to be a big number.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That has really narrowed it down for me. I've got a tactic here, though, guys. Don't worry. Oh, no, that's the wrong jingle. So he's going to try and work it out. What I'm going to do is, without him knowing, while he's writing down, I'm going to watch over his shoulder, which I've just done. He was going to go for 3. He scrubbed that out. He's now going for 2. So I'm going to go for 2.1. He's now double bluffed me. He's now removing that.
Right, what are you going for?
I'm going 3.2 billion.
I've gone 2 billion in the UK and 10 billion in the world. Because I think there might be some.
Absolutely.
Did we guess it UK and world in the breakdown charts? Shall I just find out?
It's just the world, yeah.
Just the world. Oh wow.
Oh, he's absolutely done me over.
This is
there.
one company, guys.
I can't even get it right if I cheat.
I mean, you are wrong, grossly wrong. But I mean, this is unbelievable. It's 42.2 billion. This is one company
Who I've never heard of.
Well, yeah, because it's under other
Riches
people's
in
brands.
niches.
Yeah, like you didn't hear of Nvidia beforehand.
Yeah.
But 42 billion of worldwide sales. I said 10 billion, so I was just 32 billion out.
Yeah, plus the UK, so that's 2. That's 12.
Well, no, I was including that in there. I guess 2 billion in the UK because they're massive in the UK. But let's have some more facts. This was a 10% increase from 2023. Who's grown their business by over 10%? It was 10.6%.
I wonder if that's because people are going back into the workplace.
Probably. Let's talk about where their money comes from. Revenue breakdown: 46% comes from North America, 23% from Europe, 31% from the rest of the world. Revenue growth was driven by a 2% increase in volume and a 4% increase in pricing. Inflation's still here, isn't it? 4% increase.
Yeah.
We're trying to make sure inflation is around 2%.
Just double then for everybody. Yeah. Just double for everyone.
On something that you need to do or you die.
Yeah. Well, that was a good one. I mean, I could literally not really join in, but I enjoyed myself immensely. So that was good fun.
There we go.
Isn't that amazing? There's riches in niches.
And come on, what about my...
Was that in this episode or was that the one before? That was this one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was so worth doing. It was so worth doing. Right, sell him something.
Guys, if you want to come and see us live at one of our events, we've got Buying Businesses, Business Masterclass, and the big podcast live, the James Sinclair Show at the Leicester Square Theatre. All of the tickets and all of the events are on my website, jamessinclair.net. We'd love to see you there where you can meet in person and meet other great entrepreneurs and business owners in the room. Sounds spectacular. I'd love to see you there.
That'll do. Very nice. See you on the next pod. Ta-da.
See ya. Bye.
Thanks for watching today, gang. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, look, we're looking for some great businesses to come on the podcast. If you've got challenges, but you're desperate to grow your business and you can't necessarily work out how to do it on your own, you'll be a perfect candidate to come here on the podcast. It's absolutely free to come on the show. Go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and there's a podcast button. Click on the podcast button, fill in the application form, and we'll do our very best to get you on the show and try and grow your business. If you're loving the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And why not give this one a watch? I think you'll like it.